Hi, I'm JMendezNapier, or Mr. Napier to my students. And after 22 years of teaching art, I'm making some videos for everyone to see what it is that we're doing in the classroom. You're going to need a pencil, any kind of pencil that you can sharpen, and you can't believe how hard it is for students at high school to find a pencil that they can sharpen. Everyone's got pens and mechanical pencils, and those will not work. I'm going to probably use a pen so you can see, but a pencil you can sharpen is most important. We're going to go ahead and do what's called gesture drawing today. So our gesture drawing is ultimately scribbling. I will tell people that I'm going to teach you how to scribble, and they think that's crazy, but this is art, so we have fun with it. You're going to take that pencil that you've sharpened and not hold it like this. When you hold things this way, you have far too much control. This is how you sign your name. We're not signing your name, we're drawing. And by the way, most of the time, we're not as fluid as we think we are when we're holding it like this. It's very tight, it's very tense. We're going to set that pencil down. If you're right-handed, it's facing to the left, and we're going to pick it up just like this. Now that you've picked up your pencil, you have the ability to move it, not with your fingers or your wrist. You're actually moving it from your shoulder, which means you have even far less control. But the nice thing about having no control is that our images are going to get bigger. When I say to you, I want you to draw, a messy bowl of spaghetti or a ball of yarn, the best way to do that would not be to do it this way, because maybe it would look good, but it would be very, very small because we're very tight in our fine motor skills here. Doing it this way is going to be a lot tougher. Let's go ahead and grab a larger pencil so everyone can see. Awesome. We've got a pencil, we've picked it up on its side, and we're going to take about 10 seconds to scribble in a sphere. Now that only took me a few seconds. You're going to do some crescent moons, some circular motion, some figure eights. What I find a lot of people do is they get in this motion because they're working from their shoulder, and they go like this, and they're like, and they're done. Well, it is big enough. That's nice. It's not the size of a nickel or a quarter. It's the size of maybe an orange. But what we want to do, instead of just going in one direction, we want to alternate and change the directions that we're going in. Go forward, go backward, until we get something that looks like this. Now that we have this, we can start moving towards something that is more three-dimensional, has shade and shadow, depth, and feels like a physical object. Now, again, this looks like a mess, but the thing that we need to make this tie together is our light source. Every single year in Art 1, beginning art, the light is coming in, it's hitting our sphere, and it is creating these gradients. We know that grades A, B, C, D are different levels, and so what we end up having is, now that we've created these different levels, the light is hitting this area, and so we know that in this area it will be the lightest. And then it will get a little bit darker as it moves back, and it will continue to get darker and darker. Again, the reason why we use a pencil, you can smudge this around with your finger, but again, we're using the side of it. The furthest gradient is going to be the darkest, and that dark transfers and moves up into the light. Remember, this was a big mess a moment ago. It really didn't look like much of anything. Right now, maybe it still doesn't, but we can always kind of remove some of these extra lines that we no longer need, even the ones from the original scribble. And we need to actually place this now. At the moment, it looks kind of like a floating sphere, if it looks like a sphere at all. How do we attach this? Where is it at? When you think about the space that it's in. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and place it in a space. It's going to go ahead and be in the corner of maybe a room. Maybe our light's coming from a window up here, or a light. And it's going to hit and cast a shadow to place it onto whatever this surface is, table, carpet, rug. A lot of times people think that because the light is coming in, it's going to hit here, and our shadows are going to extend out. But what's actually happening is it is starting at the base. And because the base is circular, we're going to move away from the base, kind of in the same circular motion that we were doing before, and it is going to lay out onto this table. It's going to be darker and have gradients just like the sphere, and it's going to get lighter as it moves away. I promise you that drawing with the side of your pencil is going to be very aggravating, especially to people who already know how to draw. If they know how to draw and they're great at contour would be the same object except I'm going from the outside of the object and I'm drawing from the outside in. There's my circle. Now I'll start doing shade and shadow. What I'm really doing with gesture drawing is I'm drawing from the inside out. And by doing so, I'm allowing it to have maybe a little more life, maybe have a little more artistic painterly effect, a sketch effect, and ultimately I'm going to be able to do this far faster, which means I'm not wasting any time. So what I'd like to do is for you to repeat that. Hopefully you followed along. If you didn't, go ahead and take care of that right now. I'm going to draw it out again, but I'm not going to use gradients. I am going to use, based off of the light source and drawing lines, I am going to use gradients based off of where the light source is coming from. And I'm going to use less lines. So I know my light's coming in from here. I can go ahead and do this. I can start working my darker tones now. My lighter as it moves towards the light source. I can blend. And ultimately, gesture drawing really truly is something that is done quickly. It is a gesture. Just like you're waving to a friend, you don't keep your hand up here forever. You wave, you high five, you throw a little jab at them, but then you put it away. You're not holding on to that. And so that gesture is quick, it's fast, it is not designed to take forever. Go ahead and use an eraser if you need to. A nice eraser will help to actually blend these tones, especially when it gets dirty. And you can use that to your advantage and use the clean side to clean off certain areas, move away the objects that you don't want, and then of course put this in maybe a space where you can see, oh, there's something going on in there. And look at us using our one-point perspective that we learned in our other lessons. I'm going to go ahead and call this level 1 for gesture drawing. Thanks for watching.